Welcome back, everyone. It is the third match of the day. We are going straight into the gameplay. It is OTK versus Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, honestly, this is kind of what I expected out of these two teams. We did see, actually it was yesterday in Europe, we saw the Frost Death Knight as kind of an answer for the Retribution Paladin Arms Warrior. This is a little bit different of a variant. OTK, instead of using the Arms Warrior, they're going to be bringing in the Windwalker monk. So the traditional Windwalker Death Knight, and they'll have to see how they can do. This is a really, really setup-based composition for Mez and Trill. If they can get their setups, it's going to be really crazy damage. It's going to be up to Space Station Gaming to make sure they can survive. The big blinding sheet goes. And after that, it's going to be up to them to just try to find some pressure.
And we're going to see now everybody's trying to find their target. Right? I think Trill most likely going to be the target here in between the setups. Smexin already blade storming here, looking for a little bit of pressure, getting a decent amount of damage out onto Maz and Trill. And now we're going to see Trill here with the Fist of Fury. And there it is, the Kyrian Spear coming out from Smexin right now. It gets disarmed here by Trill. Trill is very aware of this situation here. Double Fear coming out on Cdew and Trill. Blessing of Protection there being used onto Trill there. And you can see Mez now pausing the game with that blinding sleep, and here we go, big setup coming out, and Cdew immediately dropping that Hammer of Justice. Gorecki going to be trading out the sacrifice there for that initial setup. So far, both teams trading effectively, and I would say OTK slightly ahead.
All right, let's see what they can get done here. Gorecki is charging in at Cdew. He gets intercepted with Ring of Peace by Trill. Nice Ring of Peace, but Trill is still under fire. Cdew picks him up. Cdew now in a stun. Trill in a stun. Big damage following through. Mez saves the day once again with a triple Syndragosa. Mez is laying waste right now to Space Station Gaming with that Abomination Limb. Gorecki has no Avenging Wrath. He needs to get a Word of Glory proc on it with Awakening right now. This healing is going to be suffering quite a lot. Thugonomics still dipping low from the attack of Mez. They might get Divine Shield, maybe even the kill. Both members of the team absolutely getting decimated. Thugonomics barely holding on. One heal after the other. These Word of Glories are just getting cut through. Thugonomics hasn't been above 50% health for longer than a second at this point. They grip Gorecki into a stun. All three members of Space Station Gaming try to spread out. They don't want to stack against the Frost Death Knight. They're going to take huge damage. Mez, time and time in this game, has totally shut down Space Station Gaming. If he does it again, I'm not sure they're going to make it out alive.
Yeah, this is scary. The double blinding sleep. Once again, Trill gets over. Can he get the double leg sweep? He does manage to find it. Once again, the chill streak putting out big damage. Thugonomics could be in some trouble, but he does have the Divine Shield, so some answers. Gorecki burning through a lot of his mana, but at the same time, I mean, Cdew, he's been having to just bomb out the Holy Lights to keep his team stable, and both these teams just putting out so much damage, so much pressure that we're seeing both these Paladins, both these healers at around 50% mana already in the game. Thugonomics just using the Freedom to kite away, and that certainly is a blessing in this matchup against the Frost Death Knight. Normally, if you don't have that Blessing of Freedom, really difficult to get away from the Frost Death Knight and their Chains of Ice with Delirium and Heartstop aura, but Freedom allows them a little bit more flexibility in this matchup. Now Trill getting swapped to, caught into a Hammer of Justice. Nice dispel there by Cdew, who used the Divine Shield, so trading out those cooldowns, but now with no Trinket, no Divine Shield, Trill might be on his own during the next setup.
Yeah, Cdew also could get swapped to here. He has the Blessing of Protection to get out of a stun, but if he gets Hammer of Justice by Gorecki, he actually could straight up die there. Nice fear here by Smexin. Cdew gonna be sitting through that one. Now Blessing of Protection coming out offensively onto Thugonomics here on that Touch of Karma, and Trill taking a lot of damage here. The Kyrian Spear comes through. Cdew gonna answer with his own Blessing of Protection. That is the last line of defense there on OTK, and now Trill could be completely exposed for that next go. Mez now looking to get some counter pressure going here, activating some of his damage cooldowns here to see what he can get done. Right now, it looks like Thugonomics is going to be the target of choice here. Trill as well doing a lot of damage. Cdew laying in with the hammers as well as the judgment. Nice paralyzed there onto Gorecki. Cdew pushing in for the Hammer of Justice. He gets it. Thugonomics in a lot of trouble. Gorecki actually going to use his sacrifice right there. Thugonomics though still in trouble. I don't think that's the ultimate sacrifice, but with that big Word of Glory, he is going to survive. And now Trill and Cdew, both very exposed targets here.
Mana getting taxed equally. It's anyone's game, and game number one between these upper bracket Titans in 2021. They are looking solid. They've adapted to the Paladin meta, as we see three of them in game number one. Trill and Mez get set up for a triple blinding sleep, triple leg sweep. Thugonomics Blessing and Protection's out. Gorecki got left behind. They're trying to go after him. He's trying to escape with Blessing of Freedom, going after Cdew. Hammers down. Trill the target. Mez protects Trill with the anti-magic zone. Will it be enough? No. Trill has to abandon its defenses. Smexin leaps over. over. He gets Ring of Peace away by Trill. Nice play from Trill. Trill now connecting onto Gorecki. Insane plays, swapping between defense and offense just on a whim. Trill is trying to stay aggressive, but Cdew has a lot of work to heal him through this damage. He is absolutely getting chopped by Smexen. Smexen charging through, Mez spamming those chains of ice, trying to buy Trill some time and Cdew some time to recover. Avenging Wrath up for Cdew for a moment to stabilize the team. Mez and Trill get ready for the next attack. They've got Zwen the Tiger. They've got Pillar of Frost. They've got Cinder Ghost. So there's the grip. There's the triple. Is Trill going to pop off with the Zwen? He's holding on to it, trying to bait some cooldowns, and he baits the double Avenging Wrath. Nice bait by Trill. He is going to be an absolute menace. Trill knows that he just needs to avoid damage right now, wait for those Avenging Wraths to fade, and then he is going to pounce like a tiger.
Yeah, but right now, Cdew, he has no mana left whatsoever. Mez could actually be a good target at this point in the game. He's getting chopped up by Smexen and Thugonomics. I think they've realized they just need to do as much damage as they can. The double blinding sleek does come in, and this is going to be a massive setup. Trill goes for the Zwen, goes for the Storm, Earth, and Fire, goes for everything. How is Thugonomics going to survive? The Divine Shield, certainly a good answer. They get double bubble in that situation, and that, I mean, OTK, they got to be feeling good about that one, but still, Trill's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Still, Cdew with nothing left to work with, caught into a blinding light. Space Station Gaming really getting aggressive, but Gorecki struggling to heal through this damage. Trill just absolutely crushing Thugonomics. Finally, some big heals coming in. Smexen getting low as well. Both these Paladins are struggling.
Yeah, this could be the final moments here of the game. Trill with the Fist of Fury here doing a lot of damage. Who's going to go down first? Is it going to be Trill? Is it going to be Thugonomics? Gorecki has 0 mana. Sacrifice, the only thing keeping Thug alive right now. No bubbles here. Thug spamming out the Words of Glory. He got his wings there, and now he's going to be able to heal himself up. But if he gets stunned up in about 5 seconds when that leg sweep is ready, Thug is going to be dead. And he gets this spell there, and there it is. Blinding Sleep. Trill just needs to live a little bit longer. There we go. Big damage coming out. This has got to be the game. Shattering throw coming out from Smexen. Where's the damage to back it up? Gorecki getting swapped to, but with a beautiful blessing of protection, keeps himself alive, and now Trill is on the back foot.
Oh, that grapple weapon on Smexen. Trill is avoiding damage like a king right now, but there's no mana left for either side. But there's a Retribution Paladin for Space Station Gaming. Word of Glory. That's all I would be pressing if I was Thugonomics. There goes one Word of Glory. Just heal for Gorecki right now. Let Smexen do all the damage. Gorecki sits down for a drink. He gets even just a millimeter of mana. Double Syndragosa, Fists of Fury. Mez and Trill need to close this game out here and now. Will they be able to do it? No. Word of Glory for Thugonomics again. Stabilizing the team. Trill critically low. Cdew sacrifices, but he's got no mana to heal. He procs an Awakening on the Word of Glory. He needs one big Divine Toll. He might be able to heal Trill back to full. They drop the Anti-Magic Zone in desperation to protect Trill with Karma, and Trill is holding on, but still at 50% health. Holy Light after Holy Light. Divine Favor comes off cooldown. Cdew charges in for a Hammer of Justice. Gorecki gets sanctuaried out. Thugonomics in the grapple weapon. They're still just cleaving them down. This is anyone's game. How on earth are they still alive at this point? Thugonomics gets closed out by the Chill Streak combo. Lord Mez is back to play.
That was absolutely crazy. It was a big chill streak as well. Trill, he pulled the trigger with that Zwen and a big spinning crane kick proc and was able to just absolutely delete Thugonomics in those final moments. But what a back and forth game. Such a close call. Even 10 seconds before that, OTK, they had to use the Touch of Karma, they had to use the Anti-Magic Zone, they had to use the Sacrifice, and still Trill almost went down. That was really anyone's game.
Space Station Gaming match point up against Golden Guardians here. Supatees, I'm going to throw it to you for this map.
What is that sludge backpack that WizK has?
It's cool, huh?
I've never seen that. There's no way. He's Kyrian.
No, but I think they have access to all the transmogs, so that I think they might get... Is that Necrolord?
Is that a Necrolord mog? I didn't even know that was a Necrolord mog.
It looks cool if it is.
I'm just distracting you from the line, by the way.
I don't know what line you're talking about, but I mean...
Whose line is it anyway?
It's your line.
This is a good start. Gorecki in the back of the room. They're opening up right onto the healer. Will he be able to survive and make this a fitting final resting place as it's a cemetery? It's already cost him his Divine Shield right off the bat. That's not a good start for Space Station Gaming.
Certainly not. I mean, this is kind of a nightmare situation. That was beautiful crowd control coming in from the Golden Guardians, but how repeatable is that right now? We'll have to see. Gorecki now into a polymorph. They're going after Smexen just a little bit. Intimidating Shout does come in to disrupt for now. Pikaboo seems to be the main target for Thugonomics, and Smexen taking a huge hit of damage. Immediately using that Gladiator's Medallion in order to survive. WizK getting interrupted, and this is the wings of Thugonomics, so the scariest moment of the match, but they're making a big swap onto Gorecki. He gets the Radiant Spark. He's getting low. Blessing of Protection comes in as well. And Gorecki does manage to survive. Beautiful setups. That was a smoke bomb from Pikaboo. They're getting lots of cooldowns out of the way, but Gorecki still has his Gladiator's Medallion. He has a shield coming up as well, so he's going to be able to protect himself from that next swap.
Yeah, and Absterch here needs to be quick on that next setup. Here we go. Let's go. We get a nice bubble there on Thug, and that is a beautiful double blinding light sheep onto Smexen, and now the game is wide open. Gorecki has his trinket still, though, but they do have the blind to trade for it. Absterch now getting swapped to and getting chopped up by Smexen. Pikaboo looking for the blind here, potentially onto Gorecki. They want to set up maybe onto Thug with that and try to force out the divine shield or the trinket of Gorecki. No, they're actually going to go after Gorecki here with the setup. Kidney Shot gets secured, Smexen trinkets, and that should be the end of the setup if Smexen just uses his disarm right there and his intervene, and he will shut that down. Gorecki's still going to hold on to his trinket as well for that next go. Thug has one Blessing of Protection to work with. Honestly, Thug is the best target right now. If they go after Thug with a blind on the healer, they get Gorecki's trinket out of that, and then they got themselves in a checkmate situation here. Golden Guardians are actually looking very, very real right now in winning this game despite the Warrior.
All right, let's see if they can keep getting these setups. Here it comes. Pikaboo moves in. The Warrior is blinded. No, Gorecki intercepts him. Absterch dispels. Shadow Step over for the Kidney Shot. Gorecki breaks out, trying to get back to line of sight from that Sanctuary of Thugonomics. Will it be enough? Crushing a big heal with that Divine Toll. Gorecki survives the attack that should have been his life. Clutch Blinding Light, but maybe it's not enough. He's just getting owned by WizK right now. WizK popping off again with this combustion, but Pikaboo on the back foot. Absterch trades Sacrifice, trying to keep Pikaboo afloat and keep him going onto Gorecki, but if he line of sights on his Tombstone, it's easily going to be lights out. He's waiting. He wants to go for that triple stun lock. Will they be able to disrupt it? Potentially a War Banner available for Smexen. We have to wait and see if he's able to stop this next attempt. They are certainly slapping Pikaboo at the moment, keeping him below half. Double Blinding Light, triple crowd control. This could be it for Gorecki. Why is he holding on to the medallion? Such a greedy move, but he does get away with it. The rallying cry stabilizing from Smexen. Gorecki, cool but calculated, holds on to precious cooldowns.
Yeah, he's playing this really well in terms of his positioning and rotating through his defensive cooldowns. Hammer of Justice now on Pikaboo. Stormbolt onto Absterch. Pikaboo's on the run. He does have the evasion and Cloak of Shadows if he needs it. So Golden Guardian should be able to hold on. Mana not in favor of the Golden Guardian. So Space Station Gaming has a commanding lead in that regard. WizK now going for a Ring of Frost. Can he land it? They're going after Thugonomics. Radiant Spark gets cast out. Big Meteor going to crash onto Thugonomics. Can he hold on a little bit longer? One more Polymorph does sneak in onto Gorecki. WizK getting out great control in this game, but I think Thugonomics is going to be able to hold on. Pikaboo still under assault in this matchup, going for a shadowy dual re-stealth. WizK has that combustion rolling up, so this next attempt is going to be really scary here for Thugonomics.
WizK actually having to trinket there out of the all the time. Smexen doing a great job right now, applying the pressure. I don't think WizK has a blink right now. Pikaboo gonna be there stunning up Thugs. He's gonna stun up Smexen there as well, but he does get disarmed before he can stun Smexen. Now finally the Kidney comes in. Sheep onto Gorecki. Big damage on the Thug. Blessing of Protection comes through the smoke bomb, but Thug is going to proc his proc legendary, get 50% damage reduction, one big juicy Word of Glory, and he's gonna be nice and healthy there. And now it's Pikaboo on the back foot. Smexen, as soon as he comes out of that sheep, he's going to be doing massive damage with the avatar. He does a Blade Storm as well now, running big damage here, cleaving WizK and Pikaboo. Pikaboo now going for a sheep shot onto Gorecki. Smexen, what are you going to do to stop it? There we go with the intervene. Going to be shutting down that setup. Thug actually could be the target here to get the full sheep, but Thug now off stun DR should be able to heal himself up, and he does have an intervene icon right now as well, so Thug is going to be completely safe, and this is just the power of the Warrior against these setup comps. When you have somebody as good as Smexen, able to pre-Blade Storm like that on the go, and then shut everybody down with the intervene and the disarms, it is so difficult for the Rogue Range to do anything, and they were in that checkmate position, but now all of a sudden, Thug has his bubble, Gorecki has his bubble, and the game is slowly but surely spiraling out of control. They're finally going after Smexen here, and that's going to be the sacrifice with the bubble from Gorecki. I really like that they're going after Smexen. That is the best target.
They overlap Die by the Sword. A combustion comes up, but Pikaboo's in trouble. They just need to survive. I feel like Smexen is really vulnerable at the moment here moving forward with WizK. If he gets a good combustion off, I don't know how Smexen is going to survive, especially if they can combo it with a Radiant Spark here. polymorphs on Thugonomics. Absterge bombing in heals, trying to recover, get his team stable for the push, but Thugonomics is a threat at the moment with Avenging Wrath rolling. Pikaboo needs to run. He's retreating with that Blessing of Freedom. Thugonomics trying to keep up with him. Having a tough time keeping up with the rogue. He's going to switch back to WizK. Doesn't want to overextend. Pikaboo's going to re-stealth. Let's see if they can get this set up. They got 10 seconds to get this set up. If they do it cleanly, Smexen will be eradicated. 9 seconds to go. But the War Banner hits the setup across the whole team. Triple value War Banner shuts down the game-winning setup. Now Space Station Gaming look to counter assault. Pikaboo pre-feints the stun. Will it be enough though? 5 seconds away from Divine Shield on Absterge. 2 seconds away. That's a lot of damage. Dampening at 11%. Cloak Evasion on 10%. Barely surviving and holding on for another opportunity, but medallions are available for the side of Space Station Gaming. That window is getting closed for the Golden Guardians.
Yeah, WizK under fire right now. Thugonomics gets caught into a cheap shot. They're going for it once again. Golden Guardians trying to close it out on Smexen. He's getting low. Dive of the sword, as well as that rallying cry, should be more than enough for him to survive. Thugonomics actually traded out his trinket to back Smexen up just a little bit there. If you look at mana, Absterge is almost completely tapped. 14% dampening. Right now, Space Station Gaming, they just have to hold on a little bit longer. 14 seconds left on that sacrifice. Goreki's going to be feeling really good to keep his team alive. Is he going to trinket out of the blind, though? 3 versus 1 setup once again. Trinket, Blessing of Protection on Smexen so he can keep on fighting. Trying to put down Pikaboo, who did use his trinket in that exchange. Very back and forth game, but Smexen still in some trouble. Smoke Bomb drops down. Smexen on the run. Pikaboo and WizK all over him at this point in the game. Pikaboo does not want to overextend, potentially now looking for a re-stealth, as WizK gets a nice Dragon's Breath on all 3 members of Space Station Gaming. But out of that crowd control, they continue to make the charge. Absterge mana not looking good. Double Hammer of Justice. 1 on Absterge, 1 on Pikaboo. Do they have the damage to take him down? It is so close. Bubble Sacrifice coming in from Absterge, and that will keep Pikaboo alive.
And now they're in a checkmate position. Golden Guardians, they just need to land one clean setup. No trinkets, no bubble, no breakers. And here we go. Kidney on Smexen, Sheep Shot on Thug, Sheep on Goreki. This could be it. Big damage. Do they have enough, though, is the question. Thug comes through there with the Word of Glory, saving Smexen there in the nick of time. The War Banner as well on the re-CC there is the only thing keeping Smexen alive there. They have another window for 30 seconds here where they could close out the match, but Pikaboo needs to run for his life right now. Absterge has nothing for him. He's using the Night's Blade Blinks, trying to kite around. Absterge is with him behind the pillar, manages to recover him, and now they have 20 seconds to end the game, or Space Station Gaming shortly walks away with this one. Pikaboo gets Bladestoned out of stealth. Smexen now finally getting Sheep Shot into the ring on Thug, and WizK needs the Dragon's Breath Smexen right there, otherwise he's going to stop the setup. Goreki excellently positions, gets around the corner, dispels Thug, and now they have to go after Goreki. Smexen needs to peel this onto Goreki, or it's going to be the game. He gets to intervene. Goreki survives, and now Pikaboo is scared for his life, Sid.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically got nothing. He's stunned up. Smexen and Thugonomics chopping away. Divine Toll combo. Execute range potentially. Pikaboo barely ducking and dodging, bobbing and weaving to stay alive at that moment in time, but his healer has absolutely no mana. They need a miracle play. They need the move play if they're going to pull this one off. They're going after Smexen in defiance. Smexen denies kill after kill. That was the blind. That was the poly. They don't net enough damage. There's basically no defense left. Pikaboo's in stealth, hiding, waiting, biding time, hoping that Absterge regenerates some mana, but now WizK is getting chopped up. Goreki repositioning here with his team. Pikaboo sneaking in. Who are they going to go after? No trinket on Smexen. No smoke bomb, though. No combustion. WizK can't stand still and cast Fireball. He's under too much pressure. He's absolutely under fire at the moment. Cauterize available. They ring Thug. They stun Smexen. They stun Goreki. They poly Goreki. Beautiful setup here by the Golden Guardians, but Goreki blocks it with the Medallion Sacrifice. They're working with nothing. They're working with shreds at this point to pull off a victory. Can they manage to do it? Absterge pre-sacrificing crowd control here. Excellent play from Absterge. WizK gets his combustion up, and one more fireball, one more opportunity, one more shot. They cannot afford to miss it at this point. Smoke bomb coming up in 8 seconds. Smexen pre-banners the incoming assault, but a bop on WizK, denying a lot of the damage at the moment. Actually, Thugonomics still just cutting through the Blessing of Protection. He's looking for that cauterize. Tons of holy damage. WizK blinks back. I can't believe that the Golden Guardians are still alive at this point. Goreki sitting through a sap. How do they pull this off? WizK has to land the hugest combustion right now if he wants to take this.
He still has a cauterize. I mean, this is an elimination series. Golden Guardians, they have to win this game if they want to stay in the tournament. And we are at 37% dampening. Absurge has nothing left, but they have the cooldowns to potentially take someone down. A huge combustion onto Smexen, but he's holding on with the die by the sword. And now Space Station Gaming is looking to reverse it onto Pikaboo, onto WizK, but Smexen's still not out of it yet. Gorecki using the Divine Favor, the Divine Shield, to keep Smexen alive. And that will be enough. Pikaboo now at 30% health, still just dancing around with death. Absurge trying to keep him alive, but he's just got no tools left. At the same time, Smexen is getting so low. The commanding shout comes in. Golden Guardians is not letting Space Station Gaming take them down. It is such a close match. Smexen, there's no healing left. Can they take him down? Smexen could fall. Pikaboo could fall. Pikaboo's in execute range. He uses the shadowy duel. He's running for his life. At the same time, WizK's in so much trouble. He still has the cauterize. How are they still alive?
He's drinking.
I'm not sure, but this is pretty much over here. WizK cauterize triggers, no ice block for 20 seconds. Absurge gets a big Divine Favor. One final attempt here, potentially for the Golden Guardians. They do have a kill opportunity. They just need to get Gorecki to trinket something here, and they could be winning the game here. WizK, double Dragon's Breath, stun onto Absurge. WizK is playing on borrowed time right now. Triumberry comes out. There's the Freedom on the Nova. WizK getting Freedom back here, and Pikaboo in stealth, waiting to launch the next go. Smexen, how are you going to respond? Full sheep comes through. Thug in a sheep shot. Radiant Spark. Smexen is the target here. Gorecki needs to trinket. Sacrifice comes out, saving Smexen once again in the nick of time. And that is the final defense. And now Pikaboo does have his trinket as well for this next setup. Absurge trinketing for him, actually, keeping him alive. And somehow, some way, the Golden Guardians stay alive and put themselves in yet another checkmate situation. And this time, they have combustion. If Smexen doesn't pre-barrier, pre-Bladestorm or something, or just outright kill WizK right now, this game could be over, Sid.
All right, let's see if the move can keep this going here. The Golden Guardians on match point. Another War Banner. They kill the War Banner. They intervene, trying to catch a Polymorph, but WizK's so low on health, he doesn't have Cauterize. They need to trade. Ice Block barely going off. Where's the Shattering Throw? Smexen not committing it. Swapping to Absurge for a moment here. Absurge should be okay. Maybe not. Avenging Wrath just ended. They're desperate, but a triple Blinding Light by Absurge. They need a setup off of this. There's the combustion. WizK needs to pop off with a ton of damage. Where is it? Where is the damage? It's nowhere to be found. Smexen pops the die by the sword. He's got Rally. He's going for the Avatar. Smexen has had enough fooling around, enough playing around. They need to push and make some value out of this. Neither team has anything left in the tank here in terms of cooldowns. How is this game still going on? 53% dampening. Thugonomics Polymorph. WizK just doing everything that he can to stall. A full blind. Smexen in trouble. How are they actually going to pull off the move miracle here? 2 seconds left on the blind. 1 second left on the blind. Thugonomics pops wings. He needs a big heal, but Thugonomics is going for damage instead. Trying to clutch it out here. Everybody on the Golden Guardians is getting cut to pieces, but Smexen is still critically low. They drop a smoke bomb in desperation to try and protect WizK and Absurge. What on earth is happening?
This is insane, WizK! Can he live a little longer? Sacrifice comes out, but Absurge forced to use the Divine Shield as well. Smexen's still low. They could take him down. Do they have the healing? Thugonomics and Gorecki, they need to help him. Smexen's getting low. He could fall. They might do it. Can he actually do it? I mean, Smexen, he's looking a little bit more stable at this point. Divine Favor comes in. WizK, no Ice Block, no Cauterize. Pikaboo is still all over Smexen. Pikaboo just really carrying right now, trying to get that damage out. War Banner drops again, intimidating shout on Pikaboo. They want to take WizK down, but he won't die. Sacrifice now onto Smexen. The last cooldown Gorecki really does have available, and it looks like WizK will potentially fall. Blessing of Protection. It's just the cooldown rotation from Golden Guardians has been absolutely beautiful. They're going for another setup. Can they take Smexen down? It's getting close. Pre-die by the sword, and WizK still just barely holding on. There's no tools left for Absurge. 62% dampening. WizK falls. Pikaboo likely to fall shortly after. And what an insane game that was. I mean, it went to 63% dampening, but that could have easily closed out 40% dampening, 50% dampening earlier. Charlotte Phoenix, curious what their line of thinking was on this map, because it seemed like the big map actually helped them survive for a long period of time, but maybe they're just trying to really push the pace here. Jamili gets taken out of his invisibility. Nicely down there by Ceralium. Now into a sap. And we'll see. Nick starts off a little bit of crowd control. How do they want to open up in this match? Likely trying to get them to drop combat so Nick can actually go get a sap and they can have an opener. but we'll see where this one goes. A bit of a slow start here for the Charlotte Phoenix.
Nick still kind of just chilling right now, waiting for an opening, and they're spam dispelling each other, just keeping that combat forever. So Nick is gonna have to go with a stun. There we go, kidney shot. Prev, look at that beautiful pre-fade, and Jamili actually blinks out of the fear. I'm pretty sure right there, silence too late, so they actually do get the opener here. Pretty decent situation. I do believe Ceralium had to use his trinket right there as well to break out of the stun lock. So pretty decent stuff here so far for Charlotte Phoenix, but now it's Ceralium's time to go hard. Jamili gets chunked by the combustion right there, actually does manage to dispel it with that Klepto and that cancel, but that is going to be Jamili's trinket as well right there. So both mages trading evenly so far, which is bad for the Rogue Mage Priest since they're the ones on the timer. Now another sheep here onto Brain, gets massive spells by Prev and into the mind control onto Jamili, complete shutdown by the Shadow Priest.
Yep, total shutdown. Previ showcasing why they picked him up as a fourth. Definitely key to their victory in game one, potentially game number 2 as well. This is a lower bracket round, so elimination. Charlotte Phoenix will be out of the tournament if they lose 2 more games. They cannot afford to, but that Disciplined Priest is on a clock with that mana bar being its main weakness. It's going to be burned down quite rapidly, especially if this damage doesn't stop. Previ is just laying in. Nick and Jamil are constantly bouncing from 50% to 100%, costing Korlik a ton of mana on those Radiances. Jamili's trying to blink back, but Nick gets intercepted, caught out in midfield, and he has to trinket Cloak of Shadows prior to the combustion. This is a scary moment for Charlotte Phoenix as they are pinned at the pillar and Prev is pushing towards them. Ceralium looks to reset combustion, now available. Big opportunity here. Nick needs to be ready. He stuns up Brain. He's trying to get aggressive here. Jamili blinks in, not able to find a polymorph. Psychic Scream on Korlik. This could be it. Ceralium has combustion, but he gets stunned up. Nick is trying to stall Ceralium as long as possible here. But it could just be it. Korlik, how are you going to recover? Feint. Is it going to be enough? Nick trying to get picked up by the penance. Looks like it's going to be enough from Korlik. Jamili polymorphs Brain. Korlik in position to fear. Doesn't look like it's available, or he doesn't want to go for it. Instead, swap to Brain. Double fear on the DPS. Nice setup onto the Paladin. Beautiful punish. Divine Shield. Massive spell. All or nothing to take out Brain. They get denied on the kill, but definitely it was close. If they can keep pulling this off, they may be able to find victory, but they've only got 40% mana remaining to do so.
I mean, that really is the challenge, right? They have to work through those cooldowns, and they are on a limited time. Korlik right now into a silence. Who are they going after? And it looks like Jamili in a good position. Nick in a good position as well. Ceralium getting attacked just a little bit as Jamili finds some crowd control on Brain into a sap, into a polymorph, but it looks like the team of the Charlotte Phoenix, they are going to be retreating just a little bit here, trying to set up just once again. If Korlik can sit down for a drink, that would be that would be absolutely ideal, but on the smaller map, I don't think that's going to happen. So really is going to be up to Charlotte Phoenix to close out this game relatively soon, as they are on a time limit, about a minute and a half away from dampening. Ceralium and Jamili both just resetting their combustion right now, spamming out those fireballs. We'll have to see who decides to do a go first. Jamili actually using a shimmer, pushing in, gets the polymorph on Prev. Is there any crowd control on Brain? Jamili goes for the Dragon's Breath sheep. Can he get it? Can he actually get the sheep? He finds it, but at the same time, Nick is the one that's in trouble, and a beautiful Master Spell comes in. Prev turns that situation on its head, and unfortunately for Charlotte Phoenix, they get denied.
Yeah, and there's still some answers here for Brain. He's really the only exposed target right now for Kawaii. And Brain right now is actually in Jamili's and Nick's face. You can tell Nick and Jamili are kind of trying to set up onto him. They got a sheep here onto Prev. They might need to sheep Ceralium here. But look at that. The counter go being launched right now. They're going to go after Ceralium actually. Big damage coming in. Jamili looking for the Dragon's Breath here potentially, but he gets silenced. He's not going to be able to lock down Brain right there. And now Jamili on the back foot. Korlik, I think he's sitting down for a drink there, but he gets stopped because of that damage onto Nick. Nick has his Cloak of Shadows to work with. Jamili getting counterspelled here, looking for some fireballs, looking to get that big combustion one pop soon. They have it in the bank, but so does Kawaii. They have their combustion coming up in a minute, and they have all of the answers they need for the enemy combustion. Door dash in from Korlik here. The Door of Shadows goes through, and he gets feared on it actually by Korlik, and now Ceralium again in a stun lock here. Brain doesn't get Dragon's Breath right there, and it reacts with the Hammer of Justice. Nice dispel from Korlik, but once again, the mana's not looking good. Nick taking huge damage, and that's going to be the Radiance eating up even more mana there from Korlik.
All right, let's see how much longer Charlotte Phoenix can stay in this one. A minute until Divine Shield is available. Void Shift still an option. Not much time left. Previ stunned up. Ceralium getting swapped to. Jamili blinks in, looking for Dragon's Breath. Polymorph needs to stop. Mass Dispel. Prev gets interrupted. Polymorph secured. Ceralium 3 versus 1. Oh no, the Mass Dispel did ultimately slip through. Is a half Polymorph going to be enough? Jamili Vulpin shapeshifts back to his team, trying to recover. The assault is over. They now need to play defense, bunkered down by the fences of Hook Point. Prev polymorphed up, trying to stall. Ceralium pushing in on top of the entire team of Charlotte Phoenix, looking to try and close game number 2 out with massive pressure. This Void Form from Prev getting huge value. Look at this damage coming out from Kawi. Karlik has 0 mana remaining. They're desperate. They drop Smoke Bomb. It's a do or die situation. It's looking more like die than do. Ceralium down at 10%. Can they pull off a miracle? Jamili just wrapped around the corner with this blazing barrier, trying to stay alive. Brain in a blind, but he's sitting comfortably. He doesn't even have to trinket a blind. That's so dire. A full sap. If he sits a full blind sap and Jamili actually dies, cauterize. One more radiant slips through for Korlik, connecting a penance. They polymorph Prev. They stall, but where's the go? You got to get through a caught. You got to get through a medallion. You got to get through a void swap. You got to get through a divine shield. You got to get through a sacrifice. You got to get through mirror images. You got to get through basically the entire universe with no gas left in the tank for your spaceship. This is nothing short of a miracle if Charlotte Phoenix pull this off.
I mean, at this point, it is not looking good. There's so many cooldowns left on the side of Kawhi. Charlotte Phoenix, no gas left in the tank. Korlik actually sitting down. Is he getting a drink? Is he actually going to be able to drink? They're letting him drink. He gets a little bit of mana there. Not too bad. And Nick comes back. Korlik able to recover about 15% of his mana, 15 to 20% of his mana. Nick now caught into a stun. They're trying to take him down. No Cloak of Shadows. He could easily fall. Pain suppression, the last thing keeping him alive. And Korlik burning through that last little bit of mana. He was just able to recover, but they're actually going after Ceralium. Cauterize and block are available. Big Triune Shield are going to prevent that death. Nick trying to line of sight, but still no Cloak of Shadows for another 2 minutes. Means Nick is super susceptible to getting swapped to. Any crowd control on Korlik with a clean setup on Nick. Nick might just outright die to damage. Silence on Korlik, and Nick is looking like he is going to fall. There's a seed. Can they take that seed down?
The seed.
Big barrier comes in.
Rapture power shield the seed.
Nick might actually be able to live. Looks like he is going to be able to. Cheating death with that pod tender, and now able to potentially get a re-stealth. Why? Obviously can't believe it, but they're still in a great situation. So many cooldowns to work with. They just need to refocus up and try to do that again.
Yeah, and Nick right now still very low, no Cloak of Shadows, but he has to get aggressive. Brain right now in a stun lock, but the stun ends. Korlik in a sheep, no mana left. Nick, Hammer of Justice, is going to be getting the spell right there by Korlik, but Jamili dropping super low, Nick dropping super low. 5 seconds left on that Cloak of Shadows. He's in stealth with that Absorb Conduit. Jamili in the Ice Block right now. Korlik in a Ring of Frost. Now he has the Cloak of Shadows, immediately pulls the trigger, blinds up.
No way!
And Brain damage onto Prev. They might actually kill him. He gets the trinket, doesn't use the void shift though, does survive with that bubble sacrifice. Big overlap there, but I'm not sure how much is going to matter. They need one more setup on the side of Charlotte Phoenix, and they could potentially close this one out.
This is unbelievable. Can they pull this off? Can they actually pull this off? Nick is going after Prev, trying to take him out here. I don't know if they've got enough damage to do it. Jamili blinks in on a sliver of health to take down the Shadow Priest, fading at 50% health. Ceralium's interrupt, Brain is polyed. Can they actually do it? Can Charlotte Phoenix take game 2? Prev holding on, casting Shadow Mends his healer, Dragon's Breath. Nick now getting it turned around on him though. He goes for the Shadowy Duel just to stay alive. Only one player of the team can attack Nick at this moment in time. Meteor getting dropped here. Korlik stacks up for it. Rapture, powered shields. No Wild Seed number 2 to save Nick here. He's at 10%. Korlik's working with absolutely nothing, trying to buy every single opportunity that he can for his team. They go for the Cold Blood, massive hit over onto Prev, and they did it! They actually pulled it off! They actually pulled it off! They just traveled across the universe on 0 gas.
That was so insane. Charlotte Phoenix. Dude, I cannot believe that just happened. Nick goes down. They keep the pod tender seed alive. They manage to survive and dance with death for a good minute and just consistently get their setups, don't give up, and manage to pull out a victory. Charlotte Phoenix top the series. Absolutely. That was an unbelievable game. What we saw from Method in the finals is they kind of just went for a damage approach. Like, didn't play overly safe. They weren't forced to win in cooldowns and in big setups. They just attacked. They just attacked until someone fell over. and that was able to get them that final win. And I'm curious to see if Kawhi is going to adapt a similar strategy, if they're going to try to go for those consistent setups, and if they do go for those setups, how Space Station Gaming is going to respond.
Yeah, we're going to find that out. Usually Kawhi definitely play a bit more defensive with their Windwalker Mage, but could also be, depending on what matchups they get. Actually, Cerulean blinking in, gets the Dragon's Breath, doesn't get the Sheep there onto Gorecki. Nice shutdown there by Chun-Li, snipes him with that Ring of Peace across the pillar right there, and that's going to mean that they don't get any pressure here in the initial stages on the side of Kawhi. And now Drake looking to get a Fist of Fury here onto Thug, and they could actually go after Cerulean here. They get a nice Hammer of Justice. Brain gets paralyzed, but Brain is so quick with that Dispel actually. Brain getting one shot in here, trinketing immediately. Might actually have to use something more here. Wings coming out. There's the damage reduction as well from the Divine Protection. Brain running to the starting room. Drake now getting cleaved up, and that was a nice push there by Space Station Gaming. They're gonna get the first cooldown there with that, and now Brain charging across the map for the blinding light. Cerulean now popping the combustion. Thug! Oh my goodness, Thug! Almost dies before the Pro Legendary can even trigger from that meteor, doing like 60% of his HP. My goodness, this is some fast-paced action, gentlemen.
Oh, Cerulean, Thugonomics, both players in a bit of trouble here. Crowd control engaged by Space Station, intercepted by Drake. Drake laying in with that Fist of Fury. Thugonomics trying to stay on target here, has to decide to allocate that Holy Power, picking Word of Glory over damage right now, buying time for Gorecki to breathe and recover. Medallion out of the way, still on Brain. This damage is endless at the moment. Chun-Li looking strong on that Windwalker Monk. Cerulean is not comfortable. Drake grapples Thugonomics' weapon away, denying some damage here onto Cerulean. Buying time for Brain, but how much time? Blessing of Protection trades here. Cerulean needs to get aggressive with that Blessing of Protection and immunity. Get crowd control on Gorecki. There's no Medallion. There's no Divine Shield. If they reset Combust right here, it's game over. Cerulean's getting a lot of fireballs. Combustion 25 seconds away. Just a couple more fireballs. Good interrupt by Chun-Li on fire. Resetting that Combust is definitely the most important thing for Cerulean. One more fireball, just two more. He gets interrupted again. If he resets his Combustion, they have Zwen. It's over. It's pretty much just game over. If they get Combustion up right here and now, I have no idea how Thugonomics will stay alive. Zwen is available. Drake could pop it. Shield of Vengeance. Here comes the Zwen. Cerulean has Combustion. This could be a KO. Cerulean, are you going to go for it? He's holding on to it for some time here, despite the full crowd control chain. They get the trinket from Thugonomics. Maybe they really just want to make sure it's a 100-hit KO. Still 30 seconds until Gorecki gets a trinket. Thugonomics is low on health. Drake might go for a paralyze. Looks like they're switching to Gorecki maybe here. Drake has a leg sweep. Cerulean is just waiting eagerly, just mouth watering over that Combustion bind, key bind. Here comes the Combust. Here comes the damage. Thugonomics Word of Glory is hit. He is absolutely getting roasted at Legendary procking, retreating away, managing to survive the attack for now. Thugonomics gets dipped low again. Gorecki out of crowd control. Drops that Spirit Link. He is not playing around.
No, not at all. Thugonomics manages to survive. Non-survivable situation. Cerulean now on the run, and Chun-Li and Thugonomics trying to get some pressure rolling. Brain used a Blessing of Protection there. Cerulean also used his trinket to make sure he could get that damage off. Thugonomics still not out of the woods yet, though. Gorecki luckily has his trinket, but no real emergency healing. I guess he does have the Ascendance, so that will come in handy for Gorecki. Thugonomics once again taking a huge hit, getting topped off really quickly. If we look at mana, Brain is doing such a good job, man. I don't know if he went and snuck away for a drink, but still at 90% mana, and that is not something you typically see against a composition like Ret Windwalker. They just have such high consistent damage. York spending a lot of mana to heal. Double leg sweep coming in. Paralyze on Brain. Big combo. And they do get the ice block. Drake could just fall as well. He's got no karma. Drake could be in a lot of trouble. They might be able to drop him. He's on the run. Beautiful Ring of Peace by Chun-Li. He's just so low, but Drake holds on with the Turbo Fist. Fist of Fury parry. And now Thugonomics is the one that's in trouble.
Oh, beautiful hodge there on Gorecki's trinket. That's going to force out the Sank as well there from Thug. Nice sheep there by Cerulean. Preemptive blink there when Sean tried to shut it down. Gets them the trinket, gets them the Sanctuary as well there from Thug. And now this game is wide open. Thug has his bubble in about 10 seconds. Cerulean is the one on the back foot. He still has his Color Rush to work with. Brain, though, doesn't have any of his big blessings to work with. Still, oh my goodness, Thug right now getting destroyed. The Pro Legendary coming through once again. And now now he does have his Divine Shield. He might need to use it right away. Nice paralyze. He's going to have to use it for sure here. No, Word of Glory with the wings is going to be enough to keep Thug alive there. Thug cheating death twice in a row. And now Cerealium on the back foot. What crowd control do they have for Brain? Brain has his trinket, has his bubble. No big heal though. Right now, he's going to be in a paralyzed. Chun is looking for the damage here. Cerealium activates the ult to time. Going to be teleporting back, and he's going to be fine for now. Now Cerealium looking for the sheep here. Gets it onto Gorecki. Thug, no pro legendary. It's got to be the bubble. He trinket, Word of Glory, and that's going to be enough. I do believe here, if he has a couple of more Word of Glory, unless they have a DR stun, doesn't look like Drake wants to go for it just yet. He's waiting. He might actually go for it right now. He's thinking about it, but he's going to go ahead and keep that for the next setup, and that means Thug is going to survive.
Let's see if they can keep it going here. Mana even between the
Whoa.
teams, 5.5 minutes. Big connect, cauterize triggers. Massive damage from Thugonomics. He is ready to close this game out. Big window of opportunity. Damage is endless. Let's see if they can stay on target. Cerealium's health is just going down and then up and then down again. Drake intercepts with a double leg sweep. Fists of Fury. Tons of damage flying across the board onto 2 targets here. Cerealium blinking back, trying to avoid the fight here as Hawaii try and avoid damage, but Chun is in pursuit. There's the stun. This could be it for Cerealium if they're not careful. Brain's in a paralyze. Thugonomics is connecting. Down to half, double Dragon's Breath, double Ring of Peace, knocking both attackers away. Spam polymorph attempt by Cerealium. Buying time here. Thugonomics proccing that Avenging Wrath, looking to go for the KO. Judgment connects. Is Divine Toll available? If it is, he could be in trouble, but here comes the Combust. Are they ready for it? A full crowd control landed. Thugonomics gets blasted. That Prot Legendary proccing, trying to heal himself back up with that Word of Glory, building Holy Power, topping himself off time and time again, but Fists of Fury are still flying here onto Thugonomics. He's trying to keep his cool, popping those Word of Glories time and time again, saving himself, managing to stabilize now, trying to get aggressive. Where's the crowd control? They need a hammer, they need a paralyze onto Brain. They could close it out. They decide to hammer Cerealium. Brain Divine Shields. Is that going to be enough here to save Cerealium? It looks like it will. Cerealium navigating these close quarters on hook point like an expert.
Yep, and Thugonomics wants to chase down Cerealium right now, but at the same time, he doesn't want to overextend. He's just got a few seconds left on that trinket. Divine Shield's up as well. All the cooldowns are looking good here for Space Station Gaming. There it is, big leg sweep attempt. There is no combustion, but Thugonomics, hold on! He's getting low. Gorecki caught into a Dragon's Breath. They can't throw away the game. Things are looking so good here for Space Station Gaming. They're so close to a victory, but they gotta hold on. Just a little bit longer. Word of Glory lands. Thugonomics tops himself off. Now in hot pursuit of Cerealium, who's caught into a full stun. No crowd control on Brain. He's still got both the Sacrifice and the Blessing of Protection to keep his mage alive. And Cerealium just needs to buy a little bit more time for that combustion, but there's not too many openings. Everyone from Space Station Gaming has their trinket. And this game is looking like it is going to go in favor of the Ret Windwalker, but Hawaii still has lots of opportunities to try to make something happen.
Oh, Thug! Oh my goodness! Almost going down there. Cerealium now is what? Forced into the Ice Cube. And both of these teams, all of a sudden, they had all of their cooldowns. And now they just had to use all of them. Brain dropping kind of low on mana. Somehow has been able to keep up with the Shaman right now. Cerealium, no cauterize, no ice block. Brain with a big fat heal, but he only has that Sacrifice and that Blessing of Protection to potentially remove a stun with. That is it. That is all you're working with on the side of Kauai. Meanwhile, Thug, he still has one Blessing of Protection, and of course Gorecki with that trinket link in his back pocket. Let's see if they can force that right now. Thug getting that Blessing of Protection, and now Gorecki here in a sheep. Thug just kiting, keeping himself alive with that Word of Glory, and I think he's going to be okay here. That last sheep now coming out, big damage here onto Thug. One Word of Glory connect, and there is the trinket. The trinket Spirit Link coming out, and Chun actually using his trinket. Thug has no trinket, so now no cooldowns left here on this Retribution Paladin, and there's still cooldowns left on the side of Kauai. 30 seconds ago, Vance said it looks like Space Station are winning. Now all of a sudden, it looks like Kauai are winning.
Yeah, they're in the driver's seat here. Zwen coming up in a couple seconds. Combustion about to be reset by Cerealium's fireballs. This is dangerous, and Space Station Gaming need to close it really quick here. Cerealium gets stunned up, Brain into paralyzed. Good cross crowd control. Drake intercepts with grapple. Thugonomics has no weapon, just laying down some hammers, trying to kill Cerealium. Drake trying to stay on target. Double Dragon's Breath, Hammer of Justice, paralyzed. Beautiful setup here from Kauai. Can they close it out? I think they are. Thugonomics on 10%. That Prot Paladin Legendary, but maybe it's not enough for the Combust and the Zwen. They go for a stun. Double stun lock combo, huge damage. The Thug really gonna stay alive. War Stomp on 1%. It's not enough. Kawhi take it, and they move to match point.
That was really, really sick. Like Zico said, they managed to turn around a situation that did not look good for them, which is good crowd control, good setup. They're just getting cooldown after cooldown. Just a short matter of time, we're able to pull out a victory. Absolutely insane. Even on the small map, Kawhi, with their Windwalker, Fire Mage, Paladin, managed to pull out victory.
All right, let's game number 1. OTK versus Cloud9. Winner of this series moves on to the Grand Finals. And look at these compositions.
Okay, he's a Convoke Boomkin.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay. Here we go. OTK, they are going to be bringing in Sam I Am, playing the Windwalker Mage Paladin, what seems to be one of the most popular and best comps right now in World of Warcraft. Cloud9 trying. I do expect that Cloud9 thought that this was going to happen, so trying to lock in what they think is a counter comp. But the best option, Trill getting a little bit low right now. Diffuse Magic does come in, and seeing Chanimal on a Moonkin, I mean, this is quite a sight to see. Let's see how he can perform, going for a Cyclone. Cubsy right now into a Polymorph. Sam I Am getting out good control. Finally a full Cyclone comes out. There's a Convoke. It's just shooting out on the best out. Cdew might just get absolutely destroyed. How close was that?
I want a replay for that moment.
Yeah, we're for sure. Our clippers are definitely working on that. But Cdew there, I think that was a non-full moon crit. I think he would have straight up just died right there. And Chanimal here coming out strong here on the Convoke Boomy. And this is a comp that Sid wanted to see. This is a comp that I definitely want to see as well. Moonkin Fire Mage, the spicy chicken cleave here. We're gonna see what they can do here now. Wealthy Man getting some crowd control onto Sam I Am. Chanimal getting a nice cyclone there on the Trill, porting out of danger there. And this is not too bad for C9 actually, getting their Convoke back here. And now once again, Trill rolling in, looking for Wealthy Man as the primary target. I feel like OTK so far, they haven't really had any great offense. They've gotten a Chance Trinket, they've got a Wealthy Man's Trinket. Wealthy Man has that combustion. Sam's gonna have his combustion very, very shortly here. And I do believe that next setup, he's going to be going out onto Wealthy Man here, maybe a Klepto with that big combustion, with that paralyzed or something onto Cubsy. Let's see OTK, who's gonna pull the trigger first? Trill, Hammer of Justice. Chanimal looking to load up some crowd control, goes to the Cyclone, gets it onto Cdew. Trill might be in a little bit of danger here. Gonna trigger that Save by the Light, and now once again, OTK are gonna take that and just run with it.
Yeah, Cloud9 just waiting for that Incarn, waiting for the Convoke. That is basically the win condition for Cloud9. So big crit full moon on the Convoke. If they can get it, they're probably going to win this. If they can't, I don't know. I think Trill's going to be laying down a lot of damage here. Stunning out Wealthy Man. Combustion from Sam. Big hit. Chan intercepts Sam with a disorienting Cyclone. And it looks like that will be more than enough to stop the assault there towards Wealthy Man. And this is still very similar to that Destro Mage comp that we saw in Battle for Azeroth. The Boomkin kind of taking the place of the Destruction Warlock. Cubsy in a Polymorph, Trill in a Polymorph, not able to connect any damage. Both mages just shutting down each other's teams at this point. Followed up by a Cyclone. Root Beam by Chan. Where's the Tiger's Lust? Doesn't look like it's off cooldown. Cdew now into a Cyclone, but no damage. This is the problem with Moonkin Mage, is kind of just getting to your target if it retreats away before you locked it down. So Trill with some good evasive maneuvers there to prevent the attack, but that threat of Convoke is still a ticking time bomb.
It certainly is. What is the cooldown on
2 minutes.
Convoke? Okay, 2 minutes. So it is available here for Chanimal. 3 minutes into the game, and the thing is, Moonkin Mage is incredibly durable. That's the great thing about this composition is, although you're kind of like a one-hit wonder with your Convoke and with your Combustion, you take a really long time to get taken down. Trill is going to really struggle in this game. When he goes after Chanimal, he's going to get caught into spam Polymorphs. When he goes after Wealthy Man, he's going to get spam Cyclones. So they need beautiful cross-crowd control if Trill is to be effective in this matchup. Big Meteor go here. Immediate Kleptomania cancel by Wealthy Man on Sam I Am's Combust. And Chanimal looks like he will be able to survive and has all of his damage cooldowns ready and available. OTK has to be ready to have a solid defense.
Yeah, and that was a nice push there. And now it's Cubsy here on the back foot. Nice counterspell onto Chanimal. Cubsy not going to be taking any risks there. Immediately using his Gladiator's Medallion now. Nice cross CC
Convoke!
here.
Convoke!
Solar Beam, the Convoke is here. He gets a full moon, but he does have... Oh my goodness, he do! Oh my god, 100% HP! He's dead!
He died! He's dead! He got
I'm going Night Fae after
this.
this.
Yeah, I think you should. I mean, you're just talking up Night Fae all the time and Convoke, and here you are, Kyrian Moonkin.
No tournament player at a high rating would play Night Fae Boomkin. You need to play Kyrian. Only play Kyrian at high rating. Why would you troll? Why would you say play Night Fae Boomkin? Don't good Boomkin plays Night Fae.
Come on, man. You don't got to make fun of me like that.
That's what everybody says. That's what everybody says.
I mean, the spicy chicken, man. You never know what's going to happen. You never
this
know
game could be
what
quick.
you're going to pull out from that hat with the Convoke. Anything is possible.
He's Night Fae.
Okay, then here we go. Last match of the day here. It is Cloud9 versus Kawaii for the North American champions.
This game could be extremely quick, or it could be long. They're going for it. Root Beam right now onto Brain. Drake's just going to immediately run away, and he just uses his Transcendence. They weren't able to really capitalize. Really good response there by Kawaii. Drake knew he was the target, immediately getting out of danger, rolling away, and now looking to counterattack here on Wealthy Man.
Whoa!
What? What was that? I don't think that was the Convoke. That was just some regular damage coming out there from the Boomkin. We're gonna see now Wealthy actually from the
Convoke!
Oh, he gets Dragon's Breath on it before the full moon can trigger, and we're gonna see Brain though getting swapped to big damage. He might just go down there. Gonna activate the protection right there, the Divine Protection, and his Battle Master, and his Human Racial as well. Brain, he knows what these Mookins can do, and now Chanimal, he knows that was his big punch. Now he's just gonna kick back, spam out Cyclones, reset those cooldowns. Ceralium used his combustion, and so did Wealthy Man. Now both of these mages looking to reset that cooldown here as we enter the first minute of the game, and already cooldowns being forced out here. Scary moments all across here.
Solar Beam, Drake rolls over. Where's the Tiger's Lust? No Tiger's Lust? Brain is stuck in that Solar Beam right now. If they get anything off the Solar Beam, it could be dangerous. Wealthy Man has to play defensive though. Vulpin shapeshift away. Drake the target. Powerful Star Surge is coming in from Chanimal right now. Cyclone on Drake, denying the recovery. Wealthy Man trying to pull away, waiting for that Incarn, waiting for the combustion. This is the defense of Cloud9. This is the damp side of Cloud9. Brain caught in a Ring of Frost. That could be dangerous. Drake, what are you going to do? Are you going to retreat, run away? No, he's just pushing in for damage. Wealthy Man tries to blink in. Chanimal goes for Cyclone, gets denied by Paralyze of Drake. Good coordination there. Unbelievable. This is going down to a game number 7. The reigning champions, Kawi, trying to defend their title against Cloud9. Can they retake the throne in North America here with Chanimal coming in clutch on Warlock and now needing to seal the deal on the balanced Druid?
Yeah, they're just waiting for those cooldowns to rotate back up. Wealthy Man with combustion. Chanimal still has a few minutes on his, but at any moment they could Convoke and just close out this game, but they have to be very careful. Ceralium's been doing a great job so far, pushing in for crowd control. Beam onto Brain, but he pre-freedoms it. Nicely done there, and Drake's going to be A-okay. The sacrifice does come in. That was a big hit there by Wealthy Man, the combustion. The pre-freedom by Brain, getting in position to get the sacrifice, completely denies Cloud9.
Beautiful pre-root beam freedom right there by Brain, but now he's in a Cyclone here. Big damage coming out. We're gonna see here Wealthy Man shutting it down. Nice Cyclones there as well by Chanimal. Cubsy now in a Hammer of Justice, looking for the blinding light here is Brain, and Wealthy Man taking a lot of damage. Surrounding with combustion, gets ripped off immediately and cancelled. Wealthy Man playing out of his mind right now. There's the Night Fae blink. Is he going to survive? 1% HP, almost going down there to the cauterize triggering, but he is going to Ice Block and keep that cheat death for later. And I do think that is an excellent move there by Wealthy Man. Now going to activate the Triune Ward, looking to reset his combustion here. 50 seconds away, aka like 10 fireballs away. Now Ceralium getting counterspelled. Chanimal could be looking for the Convoke here. Ceralium now getting pounced back there. Nice double Cyclones coming out from Brain. Can they find the Polymorph onto Brain? Doesn't look like it. Ceralium looking for the Polymorph onto Cubs, but look at his positioning. Nice shutdown there once again by Wealthy Man as well. Dropping the ring on one side, Chanimal's on the other side.
Oh, that
knocks
knock
him into the ring with the Typhoon, and this could be Convoke territory here. Drake activates the Karma immediately. There's the Dragon's Breath by Ceralium. That means he can actually go for the Convoke here. Ceralium in a Cyclone. It does have his Trinket though if Chanimal goes for that Convoke, so Chanimal very aware of that right now, choosing to hold on to it for a little bit longer.
All right, let's see. He's got everything. Combustion, Convoke, both available. Big threats, but also Zwen is available. Wealthy Man's low. It's match point. Brain is charging in. Cerulean backing him up as well. They're going after Cubsy, maybe? He's in the room in the stun. They get denied by the Dragon's Breath and Wealthy Man, but Cerulean gets a reversal. Chanimal walks into the room, but he walks into a stun by Drake. Beautiful punish here. Can they finish the job here? Can they take the entire tournament? They just need to win one more game. Brain in a solar beam. Where's the stun lock? Incorn. Star Surge 1. No Convoke. Chanimal's holding it in his back pocket, waiting for a better time. Drake! Oh man, that was big damage right there. Cerulean gets hit. Chanimal in on the left side, trying to sneak in. He's still sitting with that Convoke dice, trying to roll it and see if he can get lucky here in the final match of the NA Finals here. 5 minutes almost, hitting the mark here. Cubsy drinks and wants to maintain mana. Chanimal re-stealths, gets found by Drake. Good spinning crane kick, finding Chanimal. He's not going to get any sneaky shenanigans here. Surrounding him in a Cyclone. Chanimal just setting up, building up Astral Power, getting ready for the Convoke. He needs to get through Dragon's Breath. He needs to get through Counterspell, Paralyze, as it is likely that Kawaii are holding on to these to stop it. And he's trying to bait it with Cyclone spam. They're not falling for the bait, though. They know that Convoke is the big threat. They've got Ice Block out of the way. They don't want to overcommit anything aggressive. Root, it's probably on Drake here, just holding him in place. Gets dispelled. Chanimal the target for a moment. Drake and Hodge, they're punishing the Dispel. Where's the Convoke? Are they going to go for it? Chanimal has it, but he's not going for it. Drake will survive the stun. Oh, man, a play like that a little bit later in the game, punish a Dispel on a Poly, go for a Hodge, I feel like Drake will disappear. But Wealthy Man right now needs to be careful. Match point!
Definitely does. They get the Cauterize. He doesn't have an Ice Block. Cubsy in crowd control. He has the Divine Shield. He has the Trinket. He has the Sacrifice. He waits, plays it patient, uses Sacrifice, but no emergency cooldowns left for Wealthy Man. It's a bit of a scary situation. The Cerulean can get a big combustion off. If he can reset his combustion, he can get one off. Wealthy Man could easily get dropped. We're at 6 minutes elapsed in the game. This is the final game of the series. Drake pushing forward. He needs to be careful. Chanimal just sitting on that that threat the entire game of getting a big Convoke off in the match. And we're just waiting to see when he gets that off, playing it incredibly patient. At the same time, Cerulean also just sitting on that counterspell, sitting on the Dragon's Breath, really not wanting to allow Chanimal to get that damage off. And when you do that, you really remove that threat. Dragon's Breath Sheep potentially here onto Cubsy. Wealthy Man in some trouble. Cubsy immediately having to Trinket to save Wealthy Man in that situation. But Wealthy Man close to his second Ice Block. Big Convoke. It gets immediately denied. Leg Sweep comes in from Drake, and you can tell Kawaii, they are ready to stop that from Chanimal. And this is the second time he's got denied. Really not able to really utilize it, but just the fact that he has that as a threat really forces Kawaii to play a little bit differently in the match.
Yeah, and Chanimal is doing such a great job not allowing Cerulean here to shut him down on that Convoke, but this time around it was Drake there, and it's so difficult when Cerulean is keeping his trinket for that moment, and so is Drake pretty much, and now big damage coming out here onto Wealthy Man. Dragon's Breath stops the repolymorphs, but still, Cubsy forced to use that Divine Shield. Brain, excellent push there with the crowd control onto Cubsy. Let's see what they can get done. Pre-freedom on the Root Solar Beam once again. Chanimal actually in a sheep right now as a Moonkin. Not typically what you see there. He's going to go into Moonkin form. Pretty good move to go in that Moonkin form. You know, it does happen for sure. Cubsy going to be potentially coming out of that crowd control, has to pick up Wealthy Man in that situation. Now, Chanimal has all of his cooldowns here. He just needs one hit onto somebody exposed here. If they can counterspell Cerulean on Arcane or get a clone onto Drake, that's all you need. Just channel those 2-3 seconds of that Convoke the Spirits, and all of a sudden, the game can just turn into your favor. But right now, it is Wealthy Man on the back foot. Chanimal getting counterspelled. Cubsy in a Cyclone. Wealthy Man forced to use that Ice Block. Another excellent sped up here by Kawaii as they inch closer to winning this game.
I think that's it. Wealthy Man's at 10%. Cubsy barely gets out of crowd control. Connects a big heal. But Combustion Incorn, they could turn it around. They could crush someone through everything in the universe. If this Convoke is friendly towards Chanimal, he is praying to the Druid gods right now that he can get some big crits in the near future. Trying to bait cooldowns right now with that Eclipse triggering, but Wealthy Man's falling behind. He's not going to be able to hold off Drake for much longer. Chanimal's going to have to find an opportunity soon and take it. Maybe an Aura Mastery Bop. Go all in, just full YOLO in the finals here. Just drop everything. Drop it like it's hot. They got to to make something happen. They're popping Incarn. There's the Convoke around the corner. He gets robbed out of the room, but the full moon connects. It's did enough damage, but not enough to find a kill. That Ring of Peace was MVP. We're at 9 minutes. I don't know if we're going to last another 2 minutes for Chanimal to get a 4th round of that Convoke.
Ooh, Drake getting low. He has to fuse Magic up right now. Big damage available. Can they actually take him down? They need crowd control on Brain. Brain forced to trade the sacrifice as well. But Wealthy Man, there's nothing left for him. There's no cooldowns left. Cubsy's going to have to trade his trinket. Big damage on Wealthy Man. There's no TF, and he gets dropped. Cubsy sits the crowd control. Can he keep it alive? He's spam healing it. Can he actually do it? No. Cloud9 falls. Kawhi, the champions from last year, claimed the first cup of Shadowlands, and they did it in a really, really beautiful performance, showing flexibility that we didn't see last year. This team is really stepping up.